right, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let's get it. Listen, look here. I don't know what's going on with this mic. Y'all forgive me for me. I'm gonna have to hold it. All right. All right, let's get it. Let's get into it. Listen, I know I've been away for quite some time, but the truth of the matter is that again, still trying to make sure that all my investments go through and that I'm fine when it comes to retirement. So, listen, don't worry about that. Okay, listen, I got something to talk about. All right. One first thing I got to talk about is several things, but I really got to talk about one thing in particular, and I want y'all to just bear with me. The first thing that I want y'all to know, I heard I heard someone say something to me that was extremely powerful, and I want to go ahead and address it. I was on a panel about like 2 or 3 days ago. I had to go somewhere, and I was on a panel, and the panel was exactly what are women loyal to. Well, let me tell you. The fact of the matter is that the only thing that women are loyal to are their feelings. Women are not loyal to anything but their feelings. And as long as a man is actually, I guess, pretty much taking care of their feelings, they're fine. The minute that they don't, the woman is trying to find a man that will. And that's what I mean in my prior ones. If you see any of my other podcasts, I always say that women are actually constantly looking for upgrades. Now, this is the thing. A woman will look for upgrades in regards to many different facets of a relationship or many facets of the man that she's with. I'm telling you that a majority of the time, when women look for any kind of upgrade, they're looking for an upgrade in regards to their feelings. That's why you can take a woman and take her around the world. You can make her travel. You can fly out. You can do everything to her. You can actually go out for drinks, spend $300 or $400 that night, or the case may be. And the very next day, if a woman gets upset or a woman gets mad, the first thing she'll say to you is that you don't do anything for me. Let me tell y'all something. This is a crazy thing. See, back in the day, women didn't really, I guess, constitute their relationship or consummate their relationship based upon their feelings. They did it based upon the longevity and history of building something. I'm telling you that most women are only loyal to their feelings, which means as long as you make them feel good, they're going to be around. The minute that you don't make them feel good, guess what? You got a problem. And that's just the God's truth. But that's not what I want to talk about. Let me see. There was many different topics on this panel that I was on recently. And I gave my comment to a lot of them. And simply not because of any kind of degrees, but I gave my comment in regards that I'm a man and I'm existing in the world that is today versus the world that was when I was growing up. That's the thing. Well, this is the thing. The other topic that really bothered me the most was that women feel that a man has to pay now for their time. Oh God, it's always something. It's always something. They feel that if you can't afford to pay for their time at this particular time, you shouldn't be dating as a man. I say this much. That's a bold-faced lie. The truth of the matter is that as long as you can pay for your own bills, then you're more than welcome and you're more than able to date. But see, this is the thing. The thing is that now majority of women saying, well, wait a minute. If you can pay for your bills, then what about my bills? He don't owe you nothing. He don't owe you nothing because time for time, an even swap is not a swindle. And that's just the truth of the matter. Now, I say this much because I don't have to deal with that. But I'm telling you, in the majority of the time, if a woman or you get with a woman and a woman says to you, well, this is what I'm struggling with bills. I'm struggling with my rent. I'm struggling with my lights. I'm struggling with my water. I tell you what, keep struggling. Because I don't owe you nothing until we get in a relationship. And then in a relationship, I don't owe you nothing. The only time I owe you anything for provisional status only is if you're carrying my last name. And my name is what I'm taking care of. It has nothing to do with you. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. I tell you what, women. This is what you need to do. You need to take care of your own bills. You need to be financially stable. And then you are able to be courted. Prior to that, you're not able either. Which simply means that you have to get yourself together just like a man has to get himself together in order for it to be a productive joining or partnership. Women, you ain't gonna like that. But that's the truth. A man don't owe you nothing. Absolutely nothing. Unless he asks you to marry him. Well, I'm going to tell you what. A friend of mine met this young lady. And he called the young lady because he wanted to take her out to dinner. The woman then said, okay, well, I can't go out now because I don't have my hair done or my nails done. Do you not see how crazy that is? It's only crazy because a woman will put over her nails and her hair over the fact of finding someone that is compatible to them. I don't know if my friend's compatible or not. That's not my fight. I'm not in that fight. The fight that I'm in is that you'll never know it if you demand something up front. And then when a man says, well, I'm not doing that, then you will call a man broke. But you're the one that don't have your nails and hair done. So how are you going to I guess, judge a man based on his ability to provide for you the things that you should be already doing, the necessities in regards to being a woman? Learn how to do your own hair, learn how to do your own nails, and then you won't be single. But, that's beside the point. Don't worry about that. We'll get on that a little bit later. Men, you are not to buy a woman, or you are not to provide for a woman nails and hairs, which I consider to be the basic necessities about being an adult when you meet a woman or you trying to date a woman. And then I will tell you this much to be true. If indeed you start that, you're going to have to continue that, because I just told you women are only loyal to their feelings. So their feelings is if you can provide for them and you can make a way for them when no other man chooses to do so, or that they can't do for themselves, their feelings get wrapped up in it. But the minute that you say no, then you are put on the carpet to be eliminated. And women constantly hold an extra strategy. Don't think that they don't. Women are built to have an exit strategy within their self and within their relationship, within their finances, within their job, within their friendships. I mean, they do it on every aspect, and that's only because they're very emotional creatures and they don't think logically at all. Now, let's address something else. The other thing that I want to address is this. Why do women feel that they have the audacity to ask a man that they have not given anything through and have not provided any value to a man's life that he is supposed to provide for them just to look good? And this is the thing. If they do that and then it doesn't work out, or that you're not compatible, that means you move on to the next nigga, the next man in general, but you're actually benefiting and somebody else paid for that. How about that? Let me just put it as simple as I possibly can. I don't want it to be too complicated. Somebody else paid for you to look good and to have your nails done, to have your hair done, to go out, to get picked up again. Where they do that at? I'll wait. Oh, nobody's saying that. Okay, so that simply means that it's the truth. I spent my entire life trying to understand the psyche of a woman. Now, the psyche of a woman when I grew up versus the psyche of a woman now is totally different. Because nobody now wants to invest or be on the struggle bus. But they don't understand that the struggle bus leads to something. And if the struggle bus is not leading to something, then get off the bus. But you never know until you get on the bus. You don't know the route, you don't know the destination, and you don't know where that bus is going to end. I'm telling you, I'm blessed that my wife been here for 30 years, and guess what? We ain't always had it the way that we have it now. But now she wants for absolutely nothing. Nothing. Everything is taken care of. Everything is provided for. Everything. Anything she wants, anything she want to drive, anything she wants to wear, anything she wants to purchase, any trip she want to take, any flight she want to get on, any vacation she wants. But the reason why that is to be true is because from the very beginning, my wife have always supported me, even when we had or we did not have, because that's what a true woman would do. And this is the thing. If you meet a woman that got her stuff together, she wouldn't dare belittle herself by asking you to pay for her nails and her hair. And then this is what they were saying. Well, I got money, but why should I spend my money when I can spend yours? Well, I tell you what. Keep having your own money. Keep waiting. Because see, what you're looking for is a trick. You're not looking for a man. You're not looking for a relationship. You are looking for something that's temporal and something that's part-time. Men don't do that just simply unless all they want to do is get some smacks. That's it. And those men, you know who they are because you can tell by the conversation. Now, if you cannot tell by the conversation, then that is your fault. If you do not use the thing that God gave you, which was, you all call it women tuition. I call it discernment. Because women were built with discernment. Because they needed to know when they are found by their husband. Now, if you are someone that is not being found, then either you're hanging in the wrong place or your attitude and behavior sucks, or your expectations are way out of bounds, or you're extremely picky about your choices that you make. You see, it was never meant for the man to look good. It wasn't. It was only meant for the woman to represent the man that she's with. And the man represent the woman that he's with simply because of his status, because of what he has accomplished throughout his life. But now it's switched. It switched. And let me tell you why I switched. Women want, I want a light-skinned nigga, nice body, 6 feet, 6 figures, you know what I mean, own house, no kids, all kind of shenanigans. When none of that has anything to do with you. A man making 6 figures has absolutely nothing to do with you. Because his 6 figures should not even come into the picture in regards whether or not he's a suitable man or not. Because I tell you what, a man that's 6 figures, guess what? He too got standards. And majority of the time, what he want is he don't want anything but peace. And if you can't bring him peace, I'm telling you, you're temporal. Because see, this is the thing. And I want you ladies to understand this, that the only thing that a man of that caliber wants is things that is really available to him. Because everybody got drama, everybody got issues, everybody got deficiencies. But see, this is the thing. Your deficiencies has nothing to do with me. It shouldn't. Because see, a man is supposed to actually build and elevate a woman, even in her deficiencies. Now, a woman is made to build a man, but she's made to build a man emotionally. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else. Absolutely nothing. The word helpmeet is for what it is. And as soon as you define that word, I know and you know that you will be able to be suitable to have a partner. And it won't be pay for my hair and nails then. It'll be what can I do for you? Because your goal or your end goal, most of the time, nothing's absolute, is to be married and be taken care of. But you won't get that up front. And if you get it up front, I'm telling you now, a man will go through different situations within himself that he's going to say, well, she's using me. I'm only here because I can provide for her. I'm only here because I'm helping. I'm only here because I won't let anything happen to her. But the truth of the matter is, it should be, I'm only here because she loves me. What is love nowadays? Do love even exist? Because see, where you all fail to realize is this, is that love is not based upon a man's provision for you. It's not. It's not. And it's not nowhere close to that. Absolutely not. Love is based on simply a connection emotionally, spiritually, and physically, where a woman feels that there have been no other man that can compare to the man that she's with. I'm telling you that most of the time when a woman says I do, most of the time in my era, that meant simply this. This man is outshining all the rest that I've had in my past. And I'm talking about emotionally. Now, can you find a man to pay a bill? Of course you can. Can you find a man to do your hair? Of course you can. Can you find a man to do your nails? Absolutely. But guess what? It's a price for that. That comes with a price. That's not free. And then you all get upset when a man asks you for some smacks, because you think he has some kind of nerve. That's disrespectful. Well, no, me reaching in my pocket to pay to see you is disrespectful. That's how men with money think. And I'm not talking about disposable money. I'm not talking about tricks, scammers, I'm not talking about none of those people. I'm talking about the man that gets up 6 a.m. to get a shower, to get dressed, to go out here and hustle and bustle in this life to make sure that his life is at a peaceful place to where he doesn't have to worry or be concerned or stressed, at least not in regards to that. But you see, you all don't think that. You all don't. And that's what irritates me on every panel that I'm on. Every panel that I sit on and I conversate. Women come in there with such great expectations for a man, and they bring absolutely nothing but smacks. I can cook, I can clean. So what? I can cook and clean my damn self. Why need you? I can also pay for that. Why I need you? And I'm making enough money to do so. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not, and anyone that listens to me should not be paying for a woman's time, because they're not paying for yours. That's why. And in order for you to reach a compatible state where both of y'all realize whether you are or are not compatible, or you will not be together, the fact of the matter is that you won't know that when you got different things in play. You won't. But when you have certain aspects that's being provided for you in the dating stage, that's what you all call it. We call it courting. And courting does not require us to spend any additional funds but to take you out, take you to dinner, take you to a movie, take you to a play, and that's it, because we both benefit from it. It's not one-sided, which simply means when I pay your bills, I don't benefit from that at all. You do. But again, then that talks about the selfish nature of a woman. That's another podcast. I'm going to blow y'all up. Men, now it's time for me to talk to you. Do not pay for a woman hair and nails or anything that is of a necessity naturally as being an adult until you make the decision whether or not you choose for her to have your last name or you choose to move further on into a relationship. Because if that's the case, can you imagine if you out here and you're dating in this world and you're trying to find a compatible mate and you done went on 4 or 5 different dates with 4 or 5 different women, but every woman requires something of you financially, do you have any idea how much of your finances will become depleted? And then when that happens, then they put you in the same boat as those people that they consider, not me, but they consider to be brokies. Well, I wouldn't be broke if I didn't just give you $300 for your hair and then $120, $130 for your nails. So tonight, guess what? We're not going out tonight. What we're going to do is that we're going to sit and watch a movie. And then after we watch the movie, depending on where the night goes, either I leave or I go upstairs or go in the bedroom or whatever the case may be. Because there is a price that comes along with that. And I want you women to understand that. And I want the men to understand that you should not be thinking that way because you should not be paying it. Okay. I see. Just because you want to look a certain way or you're trying to put the idea of a perception upon you as a person, not your character, that you think you need to be seen with a certain caliber of woman. If you think we don't know as men that you a simp or that you a sucker or that you lame or that you a cake daddy, you think we don't know? Because it's apparent. Because it's easy to be seen. Because, see, what women don't do is that women don't have the uncanny ability to try to hide it. They want everybody to know that you're a pay daddy. Because it makes them look good only to their peers, not to us. Not to real men that's making real money. Nah, we ain't buying that. We ain't buying that at all. Now, I mean, if you want to splurge, have at it. Enjoy yourself. That's totally up to you. But that would be upon you wanting to do it, not a request to do it. And the request means that if you don't do it, then I'm not coming around, or we can't be together, or I can't come out tonight, or no, I don't want to have drinks. I need these things done, so I need to be seen a certain way when I'm out. Why is it that you need to be seen a certain way when you're out? Is it because you're trying to attract others just as well? Instead of you doing what you need to do to make yourself more suitable or more attractive on your own steam? Nobody values anything that they have not worked for. That's a human nature. That's why they misuse it. That's why they misuse it. Men, I want you to stop. Men, I need you to stop. Because I'm holding you all accountable for this because you all have created this culture. And guess what? I don't have to have I'm not even in the culture because I've been married for 30 years. How is it ever? If you think that you're going to find you a suitable mate doing it that way, keep rocking. Keep doing it. And heartbreak shall come over and over and over again. That's not how you find a partner. I'm telling you, it's just not. You don't know if you have someone that's there for the good, the bad, unless detest them being there for the bad. Women, you have to also vet men in the same idea. Because you see, we look for different things. So when we're doing certain things, we're doing them on a different aspect than you're doing them. We don't need a woman to provide unless you're a sucker. We don't. We need a woman to be in her feminine space and give us peace and obedience. Oh, y'all don't like that word obedience. That word destroyed a lot of relationships because obedience simply just means listen. It don't mean listen to what I say or what I tell you to do. It means listen across the entire board. So if you're having a conversation and a man is here and you just whatever, then guess what? You're not listening, which means you're not being obedient because everything does not come with a demand. Something is just wisdom. Wait a minute. Obedience doesn't come with a command. Some things are just wisdom. And let me tell you how that works. If you're on your way out and your man says to you, wow, babe, that's you doing it tonight. You are extremely attractive. But that skirt is just a little bit too high, too short. I would like for you to change. And you say, babe, I'm just going out with the girls. Ain't no big thing, woody whoop. And the man turns and continue to watch TV or do whatever he's doing. That didn't come with a demand. But guess what it did come with? Wisdom. And if you would have went upstairs or downstairs or down the hall or wherever you're going and you put on something different, that didn't come with a demand. That came with wisdom because for a man, he's thinking of many other facets that you don't think about because y'all just existing, not knowing all the trouble that may come simply because that dress you got on is too short. And the reason why we know that is because at one time in life, we sat there. So there was a time in life where I went out, and guess what? Yes, the women that wore short dresses or the women that revealed a lot of flesh, those would be the women that men would approach because we think, not necessarily to be true, but we think that women that dress provocative are women that are more subjected to any acceptance when it comes to being sexual. Right, wrong, or indifferent. That's the matrix mind of a man. So if you go out and you have a dress on of a great length and it still looks amazing, then what is the difference? Why the shortness? I know and you know it's because you seek attention. But the attention that you should be seeking is only the attention of the man that you're with, your partner, whatever partner that may be. But that's not enough. It's not enough for you because you need to be validated. And I'm not mad at that because most men need to be validated, especially older men. Okay, understandable. But guess what? The difference is that when it comes to being validated, if you don't have to answer to nobody, then that's fine. But once again, y'all not even gonna like me saying answering to nobody. But if you're in a relationship, I'm telling you, you have to be able and also acceptable to actually answer your man. You do. Or woman, or whatever it is that you choose to be out here doing. I'm telling you that you have to have a level to where you accept your partner's opinion. Now, if he demands for it to be done, that's fine too. It is. And if you think, no, I'm not doing it, then guess what? That's not the person for you. Because I know for sure that if it's a person that you truly want to be with, you'll compromise your standards to do it. You'll compromise what you want to do simply to please that individual. But all this is based on the man that you have or the woman that you have. Either or. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Let me use the word partner. That covers it all. Whatever it is that you're trying to be acceptable to, then I'm just going to say there is a level that comes along with it that you have to, or that you should, if you choose to be with that person. Period. Boom. Bottom line. There's no extra or no addition to it. Now, if you're not doing that, then what that means is that you're only there temporal and you are looking for an upgrade. And you think we don't know it? You think that men are that naive that we don't know or we can't tell when you're out here doing whatever it is or looking a certain way that you're not trying to attract attention simply, even if you don't use the upgrade, that you have the upgrade that's available to you. Yeah. Yeah, they really got under my skin on this panel. They really did. Because not only did I tell you in the beginning about what they asked for, but now I'm telling you that they choose not to be obedient or not to listen to wisdom. I'm not saying you should be obedient like a dog. I'm saying use the common sense, if you have any, as you should as an adult, to rationalize what he's saying and then make a decision on that and that alone. Not just the mere fact, I'm not going to do what you tell me. I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. You can. You can do what you want to do. I'm okay with that. You're just going to do it single. But most men don't stand on that principle. And men, you should. You should. Because if you're having that kind of behavior now in the dating stage, then you can only imagine what you will have in the engagement stage and then the marriage stage. Because if you think for 1 second, that a woman that wasn't listening or wasn't being obedient or wasn't obeying you or whatever case would be in a dating stage, that she's going to be a different woman when she get married, you're wrong. They're going to be even more belligerent because now they have something that they can hold, that whether or not they do or do not, they benefit from it and you do not. You become deficient. And that's what they hold over our head. Divorce. So where they didn't have any leverage, they now do. Wow. I just blew your mind. You gave a woman that was disobedient leverage to use, which means now, not only can she say it, I'm going to do what I want to do, I'm grown. Now she have leverage enough that you are not going to push back as much as you naturally would because you understand how much you have to lose. Interesting. Men, give a woman only the amount of value she is supposed to have in your life. And that is based upon, honestly, her behavior. Not her looks, not how big her trunk is, not how sexy she is, not how good she is in bed. None of that matters because those things you can find on every street corner. However, The right behavior is something that you cannot find on every street corner. And the right behavior is based upon the man that you are and your requirements. Now, if you like that, do you? I can't come against that because it's based upon what you like. But what I can come against is the mere fact that you or anybody else shouldn't be paying nothing for a woman unless you're in a relationship, unless you're engaged, unless you're married. And that's only based upon what you consider to be worthy enough for you to make that investment. Because if you make an investment and you ain't getting no return, you're a horrible businessman. And I'm telling you, do understand something. Relationships, when they start off, it's based upon a business plan. Oh, wow. No, he didn't. Yes, I did. And every man should have a business plan in the beginning of any stages, courting or dating or sleeping or whatever you're doing with the woman. Have a business plan. Now, a business plan doesn't necessarily mean just a business. It means to have a plan in place for a process that you choose to implement, to which you choose and where you choose for this to end up. Live vicariously if you want to. Gets nowhere. To have a purpose without a plan is nothing but failure. You're going to fail. Because you have nothing at all to compare it to. You have nothing at all to track it. Because you see, ladies, let me give you a little nugget. Every man that you were with tracked the relationship, tracked any kind of intercourse, any kind of conversations, any kind of anything. Men track everything because we're logical. You are not. We are. So where you thought he ain't, he is. And he's conversating with his boys about it just as well. Because, unfortunately, there's a process every time a man comes up to you and say, hey, how you doing, good looking? How you doing, beautiful? Allow me to introduce myself. Whenever a man approaches you, there is a plan in place. It may not be long term, but it's a plan. I'm telling you. Because if it was not, they wouldn't approach. That's why the majority of men, if you notice, will look at you or pay attention to you or try to get your attention before they approach. Or some men, smooth enough, would send a drink to you simply so you can look their way. And at that particular time, they begin to process a plan in their head, how they're going to approach you, what they're going to say, if indeed you're interested or not, and everything flows from there. The next time, oh, give me a call. Most men will say, well, I'll call you, I'll hit you up, maybe next week or later in the week, and we can have dinner. Is that not a plan? Men are very methodical. And it doesn't mean even if they just trying to get some smacks. We're methodical. We're logical. We're not emotional creatures at all. And that's what a good woman brings out of a man. The amount to be balanced. To know when it's okay to be emotional. No. I hate that. When a man can express his emotions, or when a man needs to be logical. Plan it out. Find out what process I need to take in order to reach this level. And if your man is doing anything but that, guess what? He ain't there for the long haul. He's not. He's only there to benefit. And the only benefit, ladies, it smacks. That's it. Whether you like I said it or not, I don't care. I'm saying it because it's truthful. Learn exactly what it is and what a man's purpose is only simply by observing. Because guess what? There's some men out here that have what we call silver tongues. They grew up in an era where you had to have game. So you had to have the ability to talk and also communicate and also define a certain thing that a woman said and answer it properly, in which will pull her into you, her interest and her desire. So, action is not with words, but it's with actually doing it. That's just what it is. It's not with words. Apologies are not with words. They're not. And women are okay with taking an apology from a man. But that's another podcast. So guess what? We don't do that. You saying you're sorry means absolutely nothing to us. It has to be implemented with a process. You have to now show me that you're sorry. You have to show me that you care. You see these things I'm telling you? You have to show me that you're down. You have to show me that you're a ride or die. You see how men express themselves? Women don't say you have to show me anything. Women say you have to do this for me. You have to do that for me. You have to do that for me. That's how I see whether or not you're worth it or not. But a man says you have to show me. Don't tell me nothing. I want to see it. Because then it becomes a part of it being a habit, which then formulates a part of your character. I just keep dropping nuggets throughout this whole podcast on this. And I hope y'all catching it. Because if y'all don't catch it, I don't care either. I'm just actually talking to whoever want to listen. Men, I'm going to close here. But in my closing statement, because I don't believe in arguing, in my closing statement, this is what I'm going to tell the men, not the women anymore. Cut it out, men. Stop. You should not be paying for someone else, their hair, or anything of that nature when you're just simply trying to get to know them. To get to know a person is to be around a person and have a conversation with that person and also illustrate it with the process of exactly where you're trying to get to. Now, ladies, if you want me to give you a nugget, simply this is what you say. What do you want from this? How simple that is. Ask him. And he'll tell you. And because of his response, most of the time, you can define whether or not it's truthful or it's bullshit. Because a man's actions also needs to be shown. And it's not financially. Period. So, I want to thank y'all for allowing me to have this time in which to talk to y'all in regards to the two topics that I covered. Right, wrong, or indifferent. If you want to believe it, if you don't. If you want to test it or you don't. That's totally up to you. I just love talking about life and about relationships because we're going to eventually have to get it right. One way or the other. So either you get it right now or you begin or you die and you're alone. Nobody wants to be alone. Absolutely nobody. And that's the truth. But don't nobody want to be with somebody that brings chaos either. But there's some men out there like it. There's some women out there like drama. Don't understand why. There's no value to it. But if that's what you like, to each his own. Women, stop requesting for a man to pay for your time. Your time is not worth anything but time. His time is equally valuable. And if you play your cards right, all of the desires that you want, you'll have. It takes trials. I'm sorry, it does. You don't make it on your first time. Some do, majority of women don't. But hold dear to your standards, but not in a particular portrait, but in a character. And the character of finding a man that will pay for your time, no. That's a temporal character. That's what it is. He's only out here tricking just so he can get some smacks. That's it. Nothing else. He ain't trying to find no woman. He's not. Because if he has the money to keep tricking, he'll just keep tricking. That's his ability to have variety. But then there's the other men that don't do any of that. And they still have a plethora of different people or options that they can choose from. I thank you all for allowing me to have this conversation. That's not really a conversation, somebody's talking back to me, but allowing me to talk. I enjoy giving the matrix mind of a man to those that will listen. So, do this for me. I want you to subscribe here if you like or if you dislike what I said. Doesn't matter. I'm going to keep talking. And on the other side, I want you to hit the like button. But I want you to tell people. I want you to share. I want people to understand that there's many opinions to many things. And mine is just one of them. It has worked for me. I'm 59 years old. It's worked. So I'm giving you the blueprint to be successful. If you choose to use it or go your own way, that's fine too. But hey, listen. This is what I need to say to you. I love you, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that any of y'all can do about it. I'm the host of KDDcode, the Matrix Mind of a Man. Y'all take care. Be blessed.